apparently not painting outside. So I had all the intentions today of working outside, doing a couple benches, getting them ready for the season so they're not just sitting around. How many of y'all do that? You get them and then you just throw them in your stash and you're like, okay, well, one's sold. Now I got to quickly. So I've told myself, I'm like, I'm going to get these done. We have not had rain. We have not had rain. What's it doing today? It is supposed to rain all day, but it is my plan to get these done. I can do them inside, but it is nice when they're this big to be able to aerate it outside. So we are doing some benches and I'm redoing this. I know you're like, it's wood, it's beautiful. Well, wood fits for me. So if I can paint these up, I'd like to say that it's always just a paint job, but it's not. We got one of the spindles that's loose. That's a pretty easy fix, y'all. The glue just came loose. So I'm going to try to flip this over. They are awkward, very awkward to deal with. So I'm going to take some Titebond glue. I'm going to stick it in there. Can you have too much glue? Probably not. So then we're going to take it and then I'm going to hammer. Rubber mallet so you don't hurt your wood. Wet wipe and just wipe off the excess. Now I'm not going to waste paint by painting the bottom, but I am going to take the time. I guess I will waste tape and tape off the bottom. That way I don't have to worry about painting that. It's overall in good shape. I'm going to try to scuff sand as much as I possibly can with a power sander because that's so much easier. Why I have it upside down, I'll see what I can get on this side. Okay, now scuff sanded as much as I could. Yeah, I mean, you can only get into so many spaces. So just some Dawn dish soap, some hot water, wash it down, get the rest of that sanding dust off there and anything that might prevent the paint from sticking. It is time. I don't feel the need to spray this with any shellac or anything like that. Because I'm using the Resto acrylic matte finish Lucky Charm. It is bright, it is fun, and I know that I can like antique it, do a little bit of wax if I want to tone down the brightness because I've already done that on a smaller project. So I'm super excited. Though, yes, I would have loved to have been doing this outside. Try to spray at the same time everything so that way I can leave the shop, open the doors, even though it's raining, and blow the smell out, put our ventilation system on, put a mask on. So I'm going to see if I can flip this. And be able to do it all at the same time. Though that's just from the tape. I can wash my hands, but it's so much nicer to be able to do it all at the same time and have it drying. Now I've went through one thing of spray, which isn't bad. I don't have to put multiple coats on. If I make sure that everything's covered, it should be good. It really doesn't have like that mist that a lot of them have. Even though, yeah, it still does smell. So I still want to mask up while I'm spraying. But yeah, I think the color is going to be so fun. Now I don't want to start off with the power sander on this. I don't want like a ton of distressing just around some edges here. So I'm just going to take some 220 by hand. And just go ahead and do a little bit of distressing. That's just my vibe. And you don't have to worry about it getting hurt anyway. Those new pieces of furniture, you paint them and then somebody boo-boos it and everybody's all upset. Mine's already boo-booed. Jolie's black wax, steel wool. Adding patina. Why am I using steel wool? We spray painted it, and I'm not sanding the entire thing because I don't want the paint to come all the way off. So I'm just using steel wool to make sure that everything is kind of knocked down a little bit and help get into those areas a little bit better. Oh, spindles, not the easiest, but you want to make sure you use a brush or something. You don't want any of that unwaxed paint to stick out. Even though it's just slightly covering it, it would actually stick out. Now this bench is nice. It may not look nice because it was used outside, but it is sturdy, it is heavy, it is well made, it's got lots of character, but I don't think anybody's going to want to put it in their house. So I like to do it whether you want to put it on your front porch, you want to put it in your house, or you want to put it outside. See, look at the character. It's got character. It's not quite as heavy as you think. Just big, awkward. Blow some of the cobwebs off. And it's nice that most of it underneath is raw wood, so I could tape that off and not have to worry about painting that. Oh, at some point, it was green, that's for sure, and then they changed it to the brown. But I am going to give it a sanding. I don't know if this is latex or what is on top of there. 80 grit. So I have a couple nails that are sticking up. I don't want that to catch on anybody, so I'm going to see if I can use a nail set and get them back down. It almost fits on here. There you go. Why I'm not tapping them right into the wood is that the metal hammer would leave a mark. And now I'm thinking I'm going to need to shellac the top. It's funny when you get like water It turns like that. If you just paint it without priming, sealing it in, it a lot of times will just bleed right through your paint and not be so pretty. So I'm just going to brush it on. That way I'm already going to have to spray enough inside. So yes, you can buy shellac. A lot of times I'm just doing small items, so it's easy for me to just spray. But it's also just easy to apply it with a brush. And usually if I apply with the brush, I can really see that it's on, and I only do one coat. Okay, now for this one, I'm doing the mint green. I'll use acetone later to get the paint off my hands. I'm not done with this one yet. So I did tape off the bottom so I don't have to waste as much paint. On the green bench with the slats, it took me 2 1/4 cans. So I have 3 cans on hand, so hopefully this will be enough. Here again, we're going to try to flip it to be able to do all of it at the same time. So I just try to get all the underneath pieces and parts so that those were done, the inside done. I did forget to shellac the way inside, but that's okay. I mean, I got that part, and you can tell where the shellac is preventing it from always sucking in like it is. But luckily, that's the very underneath. This is a nice paint. I did let it sit for an hour, but it was already dry, probably because it's wood. It absorbed in. I'm a distresser, so I'm not going to put any top coat or anything on there right now. I'm going to distress it first, bring out some of that character. To me, that's character. I like that perfectly imperfect, that it tells a story. I'm going to put 220 on my sander. We'll see like if I need to up it or not, but I'm just looking for a little bit of distressing, bringing out a little bit of the graining in the wood. Why am I so excited? Look at that graining. So that looks like it's just been out forever. Now I'm going to see if I can add some patina. We got the distressing, we got the age. I really am unsure. Acrylic matte finish. So I mean, does it have a top coat? I don't have readers on. It just has, I mean, it's very nice paint. But I want to add a little bit more of elements, like some dirt in there. So I'm actually going to go darker, and I'm going to do the antiquing wax by Homestead House. We'll test it out here first. See what it does. You know, there you go. I did this color previously, and I just used aging wax, and it really wasn't very dark. Because this mint is very bright, actually. No, I think I'm going for the top. You wouldn't think mint could be so bright, but it is. But it's a good patina. So I'm going to get it on, and then I can add some clear wax to take a little bit of it off. If I think it's looking a little bit too dark, we can use that as an eraser. So now Fusion's clear wax. Then we'll just go in, and what that'll do, it'll just kind of let that darker wax kind of sit in all the crevices and really make it look like a old patina. I'll show you in a second. Give you a little closer view. I just use the box of shop cloths. They're lint free. It seems to buff out just fine. So see how it just kind of sticks into all the little grooves, not quite as bright, and just a little bit of patina. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and enjoy one of my videos. A couple quick little benches, super easy flips. On the spray paint side of it, waxing and distressing takes a little bit longer. It's my vibe. I love how these turned out. It probably took me longer to black wax the bench with the Lucky Charm color than it did to sand it, spray it, but well worth that outcome. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And then just the simple mint green bench. So thanks for watching. We will see you next time, and you can see what I'm up to. Bye.